Good afternoon, everyone. My name is R. Joshua Reynolds. I'm the communications specialist here at the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. And I would like to welcome you to today's Webinar Wednesdays. Today's subject is entitled Find a Job That You Love. And our host is the wonderful Andrea Williams. And before we get started, I want to go through a couple of housekeeping things. Number one, feel free to ask any questions that you have during the presentation, and all questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. And lastly, be sure to to turn your volume up so that you can hear everything that's going on. And without further ado, I'm going to pass over the reins to Andrea.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to look at some of the tools you can use to get the most out of your job search using the Maryland Workforce Exchange and find that job that you love. So the website is mwjobs.maryland.gov. So if you want to go there now, you can. Okay, the goal of the webinar today is to highlight tools available using the Maryland Workforce Exchange to find the job that you'll love. This is an example of what the homepage looks like, so hopefully everyone's there. Okay, the topics we're going to cover today, we're going to look at the basics of the Maryland Workforce Exchange and the dashboard. So that's going to be the main screen that you get to when you log into the system. And then we'll also look at some great new quick links that are added on this page. We're also going to look at, let's see. Okay, so we're going to look at on the dashboard tools such as calendar, education and training providers listing if you're searching for some education and training, your employment plan, and that's going to be tracking all your job searches and employer searches, labor market information that's going to be really helpful in trying to pinpoint where the jobs really are. We're also going to look at a new feature in the Maryland Workforce Exchange called Sapphire Technology. And this uses your employment background and information that you've put into the system to more effectively target your job search. Okay, you're going to be doing that, and we're going to look at finding job matches based on your skills using this technology, finding jobs based on your employment history, finding jobs in related occupations. So maybe you have the skills for this one, but you probably have the skills for another related occupation as well. And we're also going to look at identifying if you meet the general requirements for a position. So now we're going to hop over Workforce Exchange. All right, so this is your home screen. So what we're looking at now is kind of the basics of the system, just how you get in. All right, you're going to have actually here username and password information. If you get your passwords right there. At the bottom, I just want to highlight for you some quick links that are also available. Job Seeker Solutions, they're going to actually give you the options to quickly go out and look at jobs, create a resume, look at education and training. And this is all prior to actually enrolling in the system. If you get to the point where you want to look at more details on some information, it's actually going to require that you log in. It's actually going to be about businesses, so they're going to be solutions for businesses as well. They can look for candidates, find openings, also look at education and training for their employees. Now, this quick link here is labor market information, and I actually just mentioned that from the front. You actually don't need a username and password to get here, but it's a quick link actually to all of the labor market information specific to the state of Maryland. So if you're interested in doing any quick searches to labor market information, this is where you go. Some targeted searches at the bottom as well. So if you're interested in apprenticeships, cybersecurity, state of Maryland, you're interested in green careers, anything around wind, weatherization, solar, conservation related, and then also specific jobs for veterans. That's going to be all your quick links at the bottom there. I'm going to go ahead and log in. All right, it's loading. Now, once you log in, you'll get a pop-up message, and this will be based on emails that you'll be getting within the system. Any notifications about your resume, if an employee wants to contact you through the system, this will be where you would get that information. You can see here we actually have quite a few emails. I'm going to close it right now. I'll go back to the messages a little later. What I'll highlight for you now is your dashboard. Okay, so this is the Maryland Workforce Exchange dashboard. You can see here we have at the top, service preview, find a job, get recruited, get trained, review job market, explore careers. All under that Sapphire Technology I was talking about, but we'll come back to that in a few minutes. What I want to show you first is going to be your widgets that are at the bottom of the page, toward the bottom. Little boxes that are here, and they're all separated and targeted specifically on you. So if you want to just quickly go job search, you can click here. If you want to go right to your resume builder, this is the quick link. Anything that's red and underlined is actually going to be a hyperlink. Employment plan, I mentioned that in the beginning. So this is actually where you can see all of the jobs you've applied to. There's a link to it. So it looks like he's applied to 126 jobs through the system. And available resumes for recruiters right now. You can look at your background. This is actually going to link you to all your background information. He has 9 employment histories, 1 education history, and 2 certifications in the system. This is going to be where you want to go if you're searching for schools and providers. If you're looking to get some training or upskill, these are going to be your quick links to do those searches. All right. You're also going to have some links here about current events or workshops that are going on in our local area. At the bottom, you're actually going to have an internal link to your labor market information. So this is labor market facts, area profile, industry profile, and occupational profiles. All right. And then you're also going to have your events calendar. So this is actually going to be a key resource for you. I encourage everyone who's using the system to, at a minimum, go in once a day and just check the calendar, see what events are posted. I'm going to actually click on that right now so we can get an idea of what the calendar looks like. All right, so when you get to your events calendar, it's actually previewed based on your address. So if you're in Prince George's County, it's going to be Prince George's County. If you're outside the county and that's where you registered, it's going to show you outside. But you can actually review the calendar for the entire state. If you click the drop down, you can pick different local areas and see all of the events that are happening. It's very good, especially if you're trying to get in front of employers, want to see what's going on in other areas. It's probably the easiest way to get to actually get in front of an employer outside of them calling you back for an interview. So you click on the calendar, the county. I picked Baltimore County, and then you have to actually click filter. Once you pick the county, so it actually can readjust. So now we can see within the county, okay, Hunt Valley, they were closed on New Year's, but we can see here they have some computer basic courses. They have a small business seminar. Anybody interested in starting their own business? If it's something that you can actually see on the calendar, even no matter where it is within the state, you're able to go to that event once you register. Interviewing workshops, looks like a job readiness boot camp. So I would encourage you, just go to the calendar, see what other local areas are doing, even what our area are doing, especially if you're trying to get, let's see if Montgomery County has any job fairs coming up. Let's check that out. Oh, hiring event tomorrow. In Montgomery County, it's Compass Inc. If you just hover over the title, it'll actually show you the time of the event, a little basic description about what the event's about, and then some pertinence if it's things that you need to bring or that you need to do. And then all you need to do is click on it and register yourself for those events. I just want to be sure to encourage everyone to actually do that. It's very helpful, and that information is available to anyone using the system. All right, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. And I'm going to show you our assistant center. So this is actually where you can go in and review some refresher things about the system. You click on Learning Center, and it's actually going to be videos, pretty much covering what I'm talking about right now, looking at conducting an industry search, an occupational search, creating your resume, building your background, finding a job, doing a virtual recruitment. Those are all there, short videos, nothing's more than about 16, 17 minutes. So it's a good resource for you if you want to go back and have the system walk you through some of that information again. And then there are also transcripts available for you to read. The dashboard. Now we're going to hop into that Sapphire Technology. Okay, so that's what's here at the beginning of at the top of the screen. Find a great job today. You can see it says we have found local job listings related to your employment history. Okay, it's reading that because based on what you enter into the system, this technology pulls all your information so that it can actually reference just you from this link. So once you do all your background and put your background information in, you can do targeted searches directly from your dashboard. All right, so I'm going to click on find jobs based on my skills. Okay, current job openings that need my skills. Looks like it's working. Okay, now the system is actually going to provide for me the top 50 things that match my skill set. Thumbs up is going to show me the summary review. So this just has some basic information about the job, date, job title, employer, location, salary if it's available, job skills match. So this is going to be key. It's going to actually show you if it's underlined, if it's hyperlinked there, which it is. You'll click on it and know how you match up to the skills for that particular job. But this is because this is based on my skill set. I know already that I'm probably going to be a close match. The general requirements is where things are probably going to be a little varied, and that's because your skill set might match a job that's not particularly what you normally would do, but it'd be a related occupation, which I talked about a little earlier. So I'm going to click on the second job, Administrative Operations and Support Analyst. All right, let me click on. It's okay, 67%. So let's see where the gaps are. All right. So the job is actually General and Operations Manager. But I'm in the system set up looking for accountant. All right, so that's where the variation is. That's where that 67% comes from. But you can see he's a match or better on the education. Work experience wasn't specified by the employer, so that doesn't have to be calculated in. The location area is fine, and the salary is also within line, but it's not specified by the company. So, all right, so that's where our matches come from. You can also come down and look at some other matching. We're going to have specialized requirements if there are any. So they didn't add any specialized requirements. Come down a little bit more, and now we can see the skills match. So this is going to be the job skills, so we can see what those 35 job skills are. We can look at the tools and technology required for the position. Normally, the variations on this is because you probably need to be more specific about what skills you have if an employee is looking for something directly related to that particular job. So you probably want to go back in and review your skill set. Also on the personal skills, you can see on this one, this company actually has personal skills there, and there's an 86% match. But this will be your opportunity to go in, click on the link, the gaps. So now we can see on technology, they're asking for accounting software, Adobe systems, Photoshop, and maybe you know that, but you didn't think that was something you needed to add on your tools and technology. So now you have the opportunity to go in and make those adjustments to your skill set. You can identify what these are and go in and actually update your record. All right. And we can also look at the interest and work values. So if you've gone in and done your self-assessment to see what your interests are at work, what your work values are at work, you can actually align that to the job that you're looking for. Those are going to be key to really get into the job that you want. What you want in your workplace and what you value at work. All right. Now, if you're interested in applying to the position, back one step, and you can just actually click on that job title. The source code here says it's got a star next to it. These are all going to be considered those are jobs actually created by state of Maryland workforce staff who actually work with the employer to actually enter those jobs, or the employer actually uses the system themselves to search for candidates. So those jobs are all going to usually, not all, but normally give a lot more information, because you can see here we have some salary jobs. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on this position and see what it looks like. All right, now when you open up the order, you can see there's a lot more information there. We're going to be looking at, we know there's one position available, full-time, it's on transportation. Job description. So if anyone's ever used the word visualization tool, this would be where you want to get out there and do that. There's a good website called TagCrowd where you can copy and paste out the job description and put it into the word box within TagCrowd. It's tagcrowd.com, and it'll actually visualize for you the frequency of the words within the job descriptions. That's going to be helpful in you identifying the key words so that you can actually get picked up in when you submit your resume, because more than likely it's going to actually go through some software before. So be sure you go in and maybe do some sampling on that word visualization. You can see at the bottom here you have some options to share it out, to tweet it, or to email it. And then you can look at the option at the bottom here on how to apply. You also have a little button here that I suggest you open up as well to show additional information. And this is going to be helpful in giving you even more information about the position. It's going to be helpful in you identifying that job that you really want. All right. So we're going to know now when this actually job is not going to be available online anymore. And that's helpful on the preferred jobs to kind of give you an idea of when they're going to be hiring, what their time frame is. It's actually helpful when you look at the preferred jobs, because you do get the last date available online. To go now research the company. You can view the company website here. You can click on view company website. You also identify the company size. So that's something else to identify. This company has 100 to 249 employees. And that can go either way. It's a small company where you can learn the entire system. Do you want a larger company that gives you flexibility to move from place to place? So all those skills, all those things are things you need to evaluate when you're looking at a job. You come down even more, now you can see the location, any special skills that are required that you can incorporate, you might need to incorporate into your resume. And we're also going to look at supply and demand. This link here actually gives you the competition. So other people who are using the system who are looking for this same type of job. Now, if I click on this link, and I think it's working. We're going to see some good information as well. Now we can see the number of candidates applying for this position. So there are 208 potential candidates looking at 158 openings, and it's tied to where the job is. So this job's in Fairfax, Virginia. So that's a 1.32 candidates. So 1.32 candidates. That's a little bit like 1.5 people per job. Not a lot of competition. But now you can come down and see how that breaks down by county. So this is all through the counties in Virginia. So you have, looks like the best opportunities are in Fairfax County for this type of position. This is actually going to be part of that labor market information where you can actually see your radius. Can I actually find the job that I want in the area where I am? It'll actually be able to give you some opportunities to see where you might need to expand your net and your radius. All right, you come down a little bit more and it's actually going to show you related occupations. Now, we talked about that at the beginning as well. What's related to what I already do? So he's an accountant, but he has a skill set already that applies to a general operations manager. He already has the skills that also would apply to a chief executive or first line supervisor of administrative supports workers. All these positions he already has the skill set for, which is very good to know, so that you won't feel like you need to upskill all the time, or I need to go take this class or this training. You already have that skill set. You just need to target those skills to that new position. That'll actually give you a little bit more, a wider scope of opportunities. Maybe something you didn't think about before. All right. This is actually going to also show you the education of the people who are actually applying for these positions. Look like the majority have a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree. And then you can also come down and look at their years of experience. The majority have 10 years or more of experience. So now you can see how you stack up, what your competition really looks like, and really get a clear picture of what that job is that you're applying to, and what the skills other people have who are also applying. Now, if you feel like it's a good match and you want to apply, just at the bottom of the screen, let's say return to our previous page, and it'll give me the opportunity to go in and actually apply to the position. I'm going to actually click on how to apply for this one because I want to show you how that actually works. Okay, now if it's an internal job, it actually gives you a couple of steps, even if the employer says to apply via resume or the website. The system is set up so if an employer is actually within our system, we need your permission to give them the information so that it goes to their table within the system. It's not like you're directly applying or going directly out to their website. So we need those permissions from you. I'm going to click on apply at company website. And then you get a couple of questions. Okay, so it's saying additional application information, special instructions. And then you just click yes, everything's okay. And then you click continue. All right, it'll give you a link and you click on the link and you can actually go ahead and apply for the position, and I'll click on it. Website, I can go and apply as normal, but this actually information is going to be in that company's app, tab within the Maryland Workforce Exchange, as well as on their company site. So they'll know if they're working with us who was referred by the system. You actually need your permissions for that. All right, so I'm going to actually go back over to my dashboard. All right, so that was a very good targeted search. I didn't do anything extra, but click on that link from the main page. It's very helpful as long as you put the work in and put your background information in. Going to click through a couple of more tabs on this as well. So get recruited by top employers. Now you can post a resume, set up a virtual recruiter. In just a second, I'm going to actually click over. Okay, so we click over, you can see there's also some additional training and education opportunities. So these are going to be your links if you're looking for training and free online courseware. You click over. We can also look at some current job market. Where are the hot jobs? What's the competition like? Review some job requirements. Employers that are hiring. These are some great links that are just at the top of the screen. Don't need to do a whole lot of maneuvering through the system to get to that information. Now, what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and do that. Virtual recruiter. All right, so this actually would set up a system for you to actually have the system find jobs for you. So once you nail down what's important to you, what jobs you really want, and you've targeted your area, you can actually go and set up a virtual recruiter. Okay, create a virtual automatic recruiter. All right, so I currently have 6 different recruitments, and it's similar to Indeed, where you can actually have multiple types of searches. So you're not limited to one, particularly if you have a related occupation, something that you want to try to just see what's out there that's related to something you already do. You just click on create new alert. And then it gives you the options to the different types of searches you can do. You can do a quick search. So that's going to be just by the area, keyword, and then you can choose a couple of more targeted things. So that could be containing the exact words. You can look for the job in the title or the description. And then you can also more by occupational group, salary, by education, and by source. Also by time posted. Now this is going to be key. If you haven't been in a couple of weeks, probably picking a time frame 14 days. So you're not looking at old information. If you've already kind of combed through everything already, set it up so that you can look at the things that have just been posted since you were in last. And then you won't feel like you're just overworking it. All right. You also have the option here of an advanced search. The advanced search is going to give you even more details. So it's going to give you the option to search by the county, the job source. You can do special keywords, okay? You can do employers if you're targeting an employer, if you have preferred criteria, if it's any general requirements that you want, and like it'd be full-time, different shifts, things like that. So that's going to be a more advanced search. Employer, you can do a search just by an employer. If it's preferred employer, education institution, hospitals. So you can see how the flow goes. It gives you all of that. But you can also do skill set, which is what we did from the front. You can use your resume criteria. We'll just do a basic quick search. All right, and we're going to stick to all the counties in the Beltway, and we'll do accountant. You can see once you start typing, it gives you a little bit of information about what you want, but I'm just going to pick accountant. I'm not going to click on any of the links below because I want a full detail. And then I click search. All right. Now on a virtual recruiter, the cap is going to be 200. So if you get a search that's really large, you're probably going to want to narrow it down. So yeah, mine's a little large. So I actually need to go back and change some of the criteria, maybe add it within the last 14 days. So I'm going to go back because it actually can't send you that much detail. 200 is quite a lot of jobs, and that's pretty much the max of what it can send you at one time. So we're going to come down and we're going to uncheck, and we're just going to do preferred employers. And we're going to say accountant. Okay, so now we have a good search. Hopefully it'll bring it down just a little bit, something that's reasonable. Okay, 46, so that's a good couple of days search. If you like the way it looks, the matchups are good, all you do is go to the bottom of the page, click on save the search, and then you want to name it. Okay, it'll give you, okay, so we're going to title it. You just name it whatever you want. Now you can pick if you want it daily, monthly, or weekly. I'm going to make this a weekly one. And it'll automatically go into my message box. So whenever I log in, that's that pop-up message you got when I first logged in. But then you can also choose an email or a text message. I'm just going to stick with the inbox. It automatically defaults to a month from the day you do it. And then all you do is click save. It's going to verify you what you picked as your parameters. Click save. So now I have a virtual recruitment that'll go into my inbox when I log in. All right, so let me show you where that is. So you come down to the side and you're going to have your communication center and then message center. So that's under other services. You can also get it directly from your dashboard. All right, see, virtual recruitment. So you can see he has a daily alert that's already set up. All right. So that's a little bit about what you can do to target your search, narrow it, pull it down so that you can actually get to the job that you actually love. All right, so what I'm going to do now is give you a couple of resources that you can use to supplement what the system has.
Where is it? Oh, PowerPoint. Okay.
All right, so onnetonline.org. That's going to be a very good one for you to go to target detailed descriptions of jobs for workforce, for services, all the knowledge, skills, and abilities.
Just making sure it's there. Okay. Oops.
Sorry, I have a little technical issue.
And we're back.
All right, and we're back. All right. So, ONET Online. So that's going to be helpful for those knowledge, skills, and abilities that you're going to need to be able to reference to get your resume in order. TagCrowd is what I was mentioning about that word visualization tool, where you can use it to identify the keywords within a job description. That's going to be helpful to getting you picked up when you're competing on a large scale. All right. Also, Allison is a good website. It's actually allison.com. And if you're looking at doing some online free training, this is a very good source for you. They have over 750 courses, all free online. Goes from PNP to Spanish. So it's just a wide range of opportunities there for you to do free training and something you can show that you've been doing while you're actually looking for work, that there's not going to be a gap there because you're constantly learning. Also, Coursera is also a very good website as well. That platform is similar to Allison, but they're tied directly to colleges and universities in their coursework. Okay, at the bottom of your page on your home screen, there's also a link if you wanted to add the Maryland Workforce Exchange in an app. You can go to the App Store or Google Play, and it's called MW Jobs. All right. And then I already mentioned to you from the dashboard, you have your Assistance Center and the Learning Center and your events calendar. Be sure you use those. Those are going to be available to you. Check them as frequently as you can to get help with workshops, resources, tools, and as well as recruitments. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful teaching and letting you guys know about the benefits of the Maryland Workforce Exchange.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge with us. And we will see you again next week for Webinar Wednesdays. Thank you.